Okay, it is time for the Bob Ryan Show, as Jeff Goodman is on assignment. All right, Bob, once you've had a chance to see it and hear it from HBO, your thoughts?
I can't refute his assertion that he has heard bad things in Boston. I can't refute it because I'm not down there in the middle of the pack. Although but anyway, here's the two things stand out to me. Number one, let's be honest here as Bostonians. We will never. I will not live long enough. I'll say that to have the stench of the history gone away. We are burdened by it. We are trapped by it. We are imprisoned by it. We can't get out from under it. I am talking about the national publicity attached to the busing situation in the 70s, the picture that will forever be out there, the video of Theodore Landsmark getting this flagpole smashed in his face, and the knowledge that people have, which is easy to educate themselves by his own books of Bill Russell's initial treatment in Boston going way back when he wanted to buy a house in Reading, Massachusetts, okay? And the things that he claims. It's not going, it's there. It's a part of the history. We can't get out from under it. People associate Boston with that stuff. There's nothing we can do about it. We can't erase it. All right, that's number one. Number two, on this particular spiel of his, what really bothered me was him actually implying that the FU LeBron shirt would be available in the team store. And I think too many people will come away from what they saw and heard believing him, right, and believing it. Now, we know where it is, across the street, on the corner. That guy sets up with the stuff, just like outside of Fenway. It was down the street. But when Jeter was in his prime, okay. But people are going to believe it, Gary. They're going to believe it. And that bothers me. And that is not only irresponsible, that is disgraceful. That is despicable what you've done there at LeBron. And I speak it as someone who harbors no general resentment toward LeBron. I love him as a player, and I think people have misjudged him completely around here and in many places on the basis of stupid things like the decision and all. When's he ever been in the wrong part of the newspaper? You tell me. Oh, he hasn't. Bob, you're absolutely right. You're right. I mean, the guy, he's been the perfect star for the NBA other than the decision. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't get what the objection. I don't get it. When you watch him play, he's all about team. I keep going back to the documentary was done when he was at St. Vincent St. Mary. Right. The movie. I forget the name of it. When We Were Kings or something. What it was. Okay. I came away so impressed with the way he handled himself with his buddies. Everyone knew he was the king. In high school, he was the star. They won 3 out of 4 championships, and the whole story was about how they lost it as juniors and they wanted to have a redemptive senior year and all that. But everybody knew. But he was all about his buddies. He wanted to win this championship with those particular guys, some of whom he had known since 5th grade. And that was sincere. I don't doubt that for one second. He's always been about team. Okay, and when he's out on the floor, and the greatest criticism of him ever launched, and I was one of the ones that didn't want to believe it at first, but when they lost to the Mavericks in 11, he shirked away from he didn't want the ball. He didn't want to take the responsibility of being the best player on the floor, and that was a catharsis. The year before, he basically quit against the Celtics. I was there for it, and I saw it. Okay, that catharsis was the 11 finals. Since then, the guy has known how to calibrate his immense gifts with being a proper teammate. And that's a very difficult line to walk when you have the kind of skills that the LeBron Jameses and the Michael Jordans and the Kobe Bryants and those people of the world have. And so that's all. I'm not anti-LeBron at all, but I'm very upset with this where he's left this one. LeBron, please come out and say, hey, I was only kidding. I know damn well the Celtics had nothing to do with it themselves. But he left the impression with people that they do. And that is really bad. Bob, is it different if a player plays in Boston as opposed to playing here on the road? You mean as far as the perception of racism at this day and age? Do you think it's different if you're playing for a Boston team? Well, I mean, obviously, you're less likely to encounter situations of people. That's the problem with the whole issue. It shouldn't matter, but it shouldn't matter whether you play for the Celtics or whether you're just a Joe average citizen who happens to be black. No, that shouldn't matter. But we all know that. That's a given for you and me and anybody who's intelligent. But it probably, for some people, it probably does matter. This is what the thing with, that Russell talked about 60 years ago, and why he said, in the end, all I owe them is a performance, because he wasn't being treated. He didn't think walking around the street or whatever he was doing is, once he was outside the arena, once that number 6 jersey was off, he didn't feel he was being treated the way he should have been treated as a citizen of the world, a citizen of America. And he's made that clear countless times over. It shouldn't matter, but I think, but here's the other thing. It's so complex. We have had enormously popular players of color in Boston in the last 3 decades. Mo Vaughn was immensely popular, I believe. I mean, yeah. Mo Vaughn was immensely popular. Certainly, right now, all 3 of them, Tatum, Smart, and Brown, our 3 core players, are I think immensely popular. Does this mean that there aren't some isolated idiots out there, that they may have heard some stuff from? Yes. Do I believe, as Kendrick Perkins said, that this is hardly endemic to Boston? Yes. Now I have to say, our reputation does hurt. Again, it wasn't just basketball. Remember the Adam Jones controversy with the Orioles. I was in no position to refute that. I wasn't sitting in the center field bleachers that day or those days to hear what was happening. Mickey Rivers was subjected to some nonsense, at all. And you can argue, well, Mickey Rivers brought some stuff on himself. It was showboat stuff. Fine, but Adam Jones, no. Adam Jones was a very, by the book player. So anyway, we all know that there are isolated people, and it isn't just Boston at all. But I can't say that it doesn't happen here. I can't refute that LeBron's heard stuff.
Okay, continuing with LeBron, because I found this very interesting. For the first time since 2011, he played in the Drew, which is, a summer league superstar, or I should say NBA sort of summer league. And I was wondering if LeBron, after this season where the Lakers weren't really in the mix and it was Steph Curry's year and it was about the Warriors, it was about Tatum and the Celtics, is LeBron kind of saying, hey, everybody, don't forget about me?
Very good thought. I hadn't framed it that way, but when you mention it, it's very possible, because the dialogue, during the season, and Durant's the best player, now maybe somebody was saying, and of course, Steph was the darling of the postseason this year. And of course, we're going to get to him in general at the package, is unique. And that's very possible that LeBron was saying, hey guys, I'm still the king, and historically, I'll be right there. The endless debate is who's the greatest, he or Michael. And that's a fair debate.
I hope he comes back strong this season. I don't know what his future is with the Lakers. I think that it hasn't gone according to plan, obviously. No. But I think just the playoffs are better with LeBron, and there's room for it. If you have LeBron and the Freak and Steph and Tatum and Jalen, it's just better. I hope he's in the playoffs next season. Of
course, just like any sport, you want your stars on showcase for these big moments, and he still is the most recognizable name. And if you were going to play a Q thing with the Joe Average Joe Average person, and say, name me a movie star, right now. And, I don't know, I'd say Denzel Washington. I'd say, Brad Pitt, even though he hadn't made a significant movie in a while. But name me a football player, right now. And it would be, I don't know, Aaron Rodgers probably today, but it still would be Tom Brady. No, it'd be Tom Brady. Tom Brady would be the football player, Okay, but who are getting, name me a basketball player. It would be LeBron.
Yeah, it's always LeBron.
Still for people. Now,
it's still
Steph
LeBron.
We're going to get to Steph. Steph is got his own niche.
Okay. I am rooting for James Harden because I like the way, I've told you this before, I like the way he arrived at the Nets. I thought he was a pass-first guy. He has led the league in assists one season with Houston. He's taking less money. He's reworking the deal 2 years at $68 million. I want the Sixers to be good. I do. I want him to be in shape. I want him to dish the ball. I like the Sixers. I like Doc. I want the East to be as competitive as ever. Do you think Harden bounces back?
I've been conflicted in general terms about him, in terms of embracing him totally. I can't refute the accomplishments. I can't, and I don't know, at all. I didn't like the dribble, taking up 19 seconds out of the 24 when it was at its worst. He's gotten over that to a degree, and showing the world he can be a point, he can distribute, the way you'd like a guy with that wearing that role to have. Now, if Simmons comes back, he won't have to do that,
right.
And we'll see, all right, but. I wasn't crazy about the way you got the Philly, but I'm with you about, I want Philly to be good. I want that rivalry always to flourish. I want to be looking forward to 76er games. Okay. That's the way, that's all I've known since I came to Boston in 1964, and in 1965, Wilt gets traded back from San Francisco when that rivalry is rekindled, and it had never let up, right up to a couple of years ago. And I want them in the mix too. I want Philly. And of course I hate rooting against Doc though. That's a problem for me. I can't, anyway, but I want Philly in there. And I also want the Knicks to be good. I think it's important. It's important for the league to have the Knicks to be good. I want to be able to hate the Knicks again. You can't hate them. You pity them. So anyway, that's another story. Harden, what he's done, I have to take it at face value. Although we have to talk about the money in a minute, but, if it's true that he's doing this so they can have more money to spend, to bolster the roster, and he's foregoing this X $1 million this year, and he's going to settle for $19 million the next 2 years, right? Or 39. I mean, that's 68, 39. Excuse me.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
I feel sorry for him. That's admirable, I guess, to a degree. Let me just say this about the money. We've all lived with this as we've seen the increments grow. I remember, and here we go. The granddad's getting on the soapbox. On
the soapbox. Here we go.
I'm mounting the soapbox. And just for historical purposes, I'm not lamenting it. But, I remember when in baseball, then that Pete Rose became the first $100,000 singles hitter, quote unquote. I remember all the milestones in basketball. The first $1 million player was Moses Malone, by the way. And now, so you and me and everybody listening, for the most part, we think in terms of tens, 20s, maybe hundreds as important money in our life. And 1,000 is, wow, that's something, wow, we're talking millions for these people.
Oh, sure, yeah.
We're going millions and millions and millions of dollars to rewrite a contract. They would have got, and for now, in the end, how much is enough is always the great question that we always ask with all these people, right? Whether it's them or CEOs. I just saw a thing where CEOs last year were making 325 times more than the average wage earner. 300. Right. I'll repeat that. 300. That's a society going awry. That's a topic that you and I aren't prepared to discuss fully here. But,
no, at least I am not.
But anyway, it's wow. That's all. Sometimes you just step back. We're so inured to it, we don't think about it. I was just thinking about it because of Harden and what he's done. He's settling for $39 million a year, and it's I don't know. I'm just saying now, but it is a noble step that he's taken apparently to help the people. So good for you, James.
Our next partner has a product I use literally every day. This episode of the Bob, Ryan, and Jeff Goodman podcast is brought to you by Athletic Greens. So I started taking AG1 because I wanted a well-balanced diet and I wanted something to improve my everyday lifestyle. I didn't have the time. Wanted better gut health, more energy, optimized immune system, hated taking pills, vitamins. I wanted a supplement that actually tastes great. Wanted to see what the hype was about. All right, I know what you guys are probably guessing. What is this stuff, right? Well, with one delicious scoop of AG1, you're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source ingredients, probiotics, and adaptogens to help start your day right. This special blend of ingredients supports your gut health, your nervous system, your immune system, your energy, recovery, focus, and aging. All the things. An extra dose of energy is always something that can help me get through my day. And what's great about AG1 is that it's lifestyle friendly. It contains less than 1 gram of sugar, no GMOs, no nasty chemicals or artificial anything, while still tasting good. Support better sleep quality and recovery. It costs you less than $3 a day. You're investing in your health, and it's cheaper than that cold brew habit. Tons of people take some kind of multivitamin, and it's important to choose one with high quality ingredients that your body will actually absorb. Athletic Greens was created when the founder experienced a ton of gut health issues and ended up on a complicated supplement routine to recover. It cost him $100 a day. He created Athletic Greens after experiencing how difficult it was to create an optimal nutrition routine on your own. Athletic Greens has over 7,000 5-star reviews and is recommended by professional athletes. Right now is the time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. It's just 1 scoop in a cup of water every day. That's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health. Right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. It's just 1 scoop in a cup of water every day. That's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/hoops. Again, that's athleticgreens.com/hoops to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. That's athleticgreens.com/hoops.
Steph Curry was terrific at the ESPYs, and I'm not a big ESPY guy. You know, I'll watch the highlights, but I'm not sitting there watching. I mean, marketing wise and content wise, it was a brilliant move by ESPN because there's nothing on. It's the perfect time, and the athletes love it, and it seems that fans love it now. But I was wondering if you can recall anybody as engaging and as relaxed as an MC as Steph Curry. I mean,
he was predictably charming. And
very charming.
Predictably charming, because that's the way he's been since he first entered our consciousness in the NBA. I don't say that we knew anything about him personally in Davidson, other than we making shots. But since he's entered the NBA, he has been. Remember, our first social encounter with him was not with him. He was Riley's dad. When he brought that incredibly precociously cute little girl to those press conferences in the early days of the Warriors with this run, and it was all about being Riley's dad. You know, and now it's about him. And Riley's she's probably 11, 12 years old now, whatever. But anyway, he's always been charming. To answer your question, I'll tell you who has a casual ease, and he has done it, and he shows it in his commercials, and that's Peyton. Peyton has that, you know, that oh gee shucks, you know, he can affect that he's actually a real person, regular guy, you know, kind of thing, in a way that TB12 doesn't have it.
No, he doesn't have it. I've always thought you'll enjoy this. I always thought that Peyton was Johnny Carson-like.
In that, just a regular
Midwest kind of. Yeah. I mean, even though Peyton's not from the Midwest, he was in India. I mean, he grew up in New Orleans, but like Carson. Okay. Carson had a charm, had an unease, that Midwestern charm about him, where Peyton has the same thing. Like Peyton is no dummy. We all know that. But he plays up the shucks thing, right? Better than anybody.
Look at tell me we don't like he and Eli on those.
Oh, yeah. They're awesome.
You know, and of course, now people are trying to imitate it, and it ain't going to work.
No, it's not going to work. But
it isn't working with Kay and A-Rod, you know, and it's not going to work. You know, you need the right people. But anyway, who knew that Eli had that, you know, that rapport? Although I still go back to that one commercial that they did for ESPN when they were walking down a corridor and he kicks him in the ass. The one brother kicks the other. Yeah. You know, every family in America with you know, children of that type, we know that is exactly the way brothers have always been and always will be, you know, in that real. But anyway, I think he's the one that jumps to mind that for me that would be the most comparable. But I thought Steph pulled it off beautifully. By the way, I watched the whole thing. I went to an hour and a half. I said,
well, you did better than me. I can't.
I went to 9:30 Eastern, and that was it.
I can't handle it. Bob, thank you for gracing my hometown of Mexico, Maine. Who knows? I'll see if you made the Rumford Falls Times, which is across the river from Mexico.
Yes.
I'll see if you made the paper. I don't know. I'll have to check online now. I think we are online.
I'll be going back up there in September and in the area, and one last fling at the up there. So, but it was. Thank you. Well, anyway, glad to pay homage to Mexico.
Good old Mexico.
Our next door neighbors up there are a husband and wife. One's from Mexico. He's from Mexico, and she's from Rumford. So, and
that's the Smiths, right?
And the Smiths. So
the Smiths, sure. Dan. Dean played. Dean was a year. I know people watching right now. Only my old baseball coach John Bernard is going to join us. Dean Smith, his younger brother, was a year older than me. They were both great athletes in high school. All right, Bob, always a pleasure.